All right, guys, staying on the topic of the lead leg block. Okay, so a big piece to this as well is the timing, and essentially the timing and position again in regards to the arm action mechanics. All right, so as we discussed in a previous video, the importance of the timing and the positioning to effectively block all of that forward energy, send that energy back to come up the chain and have out through the fingertips of ball release. So another huge piece and another component worth diving into is the alignment or the positioning of your arm action when your force into the ground with your lead leg block is at its greatest capacity. Okay, so we just want to have as much of this energy force, available to our arm as possible when coming into our layback and our launch. Okay, so what this looks like is coming into your descend of peak leg lift, creating forward energy as you enter your drive phase, and then positioning accordingly as you block. Now, as you block, you know that you want your hand above your elbow, above the shoulder, but now as you come into complete your trunk rotation and you come into your external rotation or layback phase, that's when the force is going to be at the greatest capacity for this lead leg to send up the chain and to have available for you to consume that energy up through the chain and have out through the fingertips. So it's going to give us a greater rate of acceleration with our arm, and everyone talks about arm speed, how to produce more arm speed, drills to do to produce more arm speed. A lot of this is timing and positioning and leveraging your arm. And when I talk about leveraging your arm, it's just positioning your arm accordingly to absorb and, be able to handle all of that force that's being sent up the chain. And to be able to do that means that we need to position our arm accordingly as all of this stuff within the lead leg block mechanics is occurring, right? So as you can imagine, inability to segment where, your trunk and hips are moving together, and then you anchor down and then you push the ball into release. We talk about all those particular breakdowns. You're not going to be able to have or absorb as much of that force that's being blocked within your lead leg because you're positioned incorrectly, right? You're not going to be able to have all of that energy available to your arm because of the inability to position. Same thing with the opposite effect. We talk about like early arm raise, even arm drag, right? So if your arm is dragging, or even if your arm is disconnected as you come into your lead leg block mechanics, your arm action is not going to be able to absorb and have all of that energy available as you come into your throw. So that's the importance, right? We talk about pitching mechanics is just timing and positioning, and it holds true within all of the components that are involved within lead leg block and sending that energy up, right? You can have a really effective lead leg block, meaning you position your lead leg accordingly, you block all of that forward energy, you have a good clawback mechanism, you have the capacity, but if you have a late arm, if you have arm drag, if your arm raises early and your trunk starts to initiate rotation early, all of these are variables that are going to affect the power output that's involved within throwing a baseball because of the incorrect timing and positioning of all of the things occurring. So hopefully that piece made sense, a little bit more advanced in regards to instructing that to someone that does struggle with it, but hopefully I can show you some screenings to kind of make sense of it all. Everyone's looking at me funny because I'm in the middle of a city park talking to myself. And wearing short shorts. Okay, I'm out of here, guys.